in listen-only mode.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Menu Building for Food Services. I'm your host, Liz Flack, Corporate Sales Trainer here at Revel, and joining me today is my training team colleague, Matt Liano. I'm very excited to connect with you guys this morning and show you guys all the fun stuff that Revel can do. So we're going to go ahead and just jump straight into it. So I do want to point out that we do have some resources for you. So if you've been to our webinars before, you know that we start every single one off showing our training videos page on our support page. So it's on support.revelsystems.com, and you can scroll down to the bottom right-hand corner, see our training videos, and we'll have the how-to videos as well as the recorded webinars live on this page. So if you ever miss a webinar and you want to go see it at a later time, we record it and we'll share that information with you here. If you do have questions during the webinar, please use the questions section on the right-hand side of the screen on the GoToMeeting pop-out. Matt is going to be answering those questions, and then we can go over them at the end as well. I do want to point out just a quick disclaimer. We invite questions that are regarding today's topic. If you do have a question that requires any type of troubleshooting, please reach out to support directly. And for any of our certified resellers that are attending today, please submit your questions directly to your account manager. So let's go ahead and look at our menu building agenda. So we're going to go through an introduction explaining why the menus and when menu building is so important. We're going to go over the basic product creation as well as a quick product creation. We're also going to go into our import and export features. So this is one of our best practices. It really helps increase the accuracy and just very quick working of the menu. We're also going to go and talk through the modifiers and how we can help you offer more options. And then we're going to go into menu building for building out the ingredients in the recipes. And then we'll wrap this up with the combos that we offer. So here at Revel, we have 2 different combos that we offer. Essentially, this is going to be a technical training of a how-to. So if you want to know how to make these things occur on your menu, that's exactly what we're going to be going and walking through today. So for the learning objectives, our goal today is to have you be able to understand how to properly build a menu that can specifically impact your business, understand the different types of menus that you can build through Revel, and then finally, just be more knowledgeable in maintaining your menu. If you ever need to make a change to your menu, we want you to be able to do so. So why is a menu so important? So let's talk about why the building out a menu is so important. So we've got a lot of confusion about menu build, and we want to make sure that we eliminate that. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to build it correctly, and then your customers will be more satisfied. So Revel offers a variety of different ways that we can build out your menu, and we want to make it seamless for not only you as a business owner, but also for your employees to be able to deliver excellent customer service. This is going to essentially speed up the checkout process as you're checking out your customers, so you can make that really fast and efficient. And it's going to be able to track your inventory more efficiently by having a very granular menu built out that includes, recipes and ingredients. So to start, let's talk about Revel's product architecture. So what does that exactly mean? Revel Systems offers maximum flexibility when organizing your menu, and we can specifically talk about 3 levels of organization. So we always start with a category. This is going to be the highest level. So the example that you're seeing here on my menu is that lunch is the category. And as we move along down, we have a subcategory. So here we're using burgers, and then the product itself is the Angus beef burger. You can also see that since we are under the subcategory, you can also see the other products are being displayed. So you can see how these all layer on, starting with a more broad topic to something more specific. So let's move on to our first feature, basic product creation. So the first style of menu building is building out your menu manually. This is a really great tool, really great way to do it when you're just making one minor change to your menu. So to start, go into your management console and click on the products tab. Once we're under the products tab, this is where we'll be able to make your menu. Click on add category that is highlighted in the red box and type in the category and then click save. So for this example, you can see I've already created a category. Mine is called lunch, but again, this can be whatever you want pertaining to your business. Once we have our category, we're going to go into building out our subcategory. So we have a couple examples here. We have our burgers, sandwiches, soups, salads, and gluten-free as our subcategory. And one of the tips that we always like to give our customers is your subcategory should describe what will eventually be sold. However, it will not be the item that will be sold to the customers itself. The last step is building out the actual products. So here you can see a list of different products that I've added under my burgers. So I have the tofu burger, veggie burger, bacon burger, and burger combo. This is the name of the item that the customer is actually taking home, so it's whatever they're purchasing. And once you've done this, you'll be able to click on the pencil icon on the right, as you can see here, to pull up the details of that item to enter in things. You can add things such as barcodes, SKUs, if you want to add colors to the product, photos, and so on. So it's basically that simple. That's all you need to do in creating the basic creation. Now I'm going to go and show you how to create a quick product creation. So the quick product creation is definitely a tool that you'll want to use because it's going to give you the ability to set multiple things without having to go into the product details later on and enter in these things separately. So from the quick product creation screen, you can easily enter in barcodes, SKUs, price, product class, inventory information, recording price and quantity, all in that section. So again, you get a lot of features that you can put all into one small section, allowing you to efficiently and quickly create a product. So one tip that is important for this is that your category and subcategory should already be created before using quick creation. So let's walk through some of the screenshots that we have here showing you exactly how to add a new product. So like I mentioned before, you need to have your category and subcategory on the menu already created. So you can do it simply how we just did it, in the first example, creating, lunch and then burgers as your category and subcategory. Once that's done, at the top of the screen on the right-hand corner, you're going to see options and you have quick add or add new product. We're going to click on quick add new product. And when you click on the quick add new product, you have the option to fill out the details. So as you can see here in the screenshot below, you can see the different details I can enter in straight away, such as the price, the barcodes, the SKUs, the cost, and if it's going to be taxed or not. Once you've done that, click save. But again, that list that I had gone through and putting in the name, all of that information, now your product is essentially set up. Those basics are done. So it's a lot faster than creating your product one by one and then having to go into the product details and entering information such as SKU or barcodes. So next we're going to get into our fastest way of making major menu changes through our export and import feature. So to find the templates, begin in the products tab and click on the import export button that's going to be shown in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see it highlighted here in blue. This feature is going to help you guys manage all of your products from one Excel spreadsheet. So whether it's product creation or product management, this method of menu building is going to be a huge time saver. So this lets us do a variety of different changes to the menu to multiple products, categories, and subcategories all at once. We have options to export and import. You can export and import our products, modifiers, the product modifiers, as well as the ingredients. So those are the 4 that we can currently do. However, we do not do recipes yet at this time. So we will click on the export products button for this example. Once we do that, we have the ability to get essentially even more options. So what columns do we want to see? So if I were to click on advanced at the very top in that screenshot, if you see that there, it automatically pulls up 2 different fields. It pulls up filter items and export contents. So I have one screenshot at the top of the filter items and the bottom is the export contents. So for filter items, I can select all, or I can specifically select category, vendors, groups, and classes. At the bottom where we have the export contents, there's over 50 different options here. So if I wanted to recreate an alternate price, or if I wanted to set up a tax group, or if I want to reset a barcode, I would select that option in the additional fields. And when I export this to Excel, all of those options will be selected. All the options I selected will be its own column. So when I'm working in an Excel sheet, I can make those changes very, very quickly. So a good example of this is if you already currently have a menu built out, but let's say a month from now you want to increase all of the products that you currently have in your establishment by 3%. The best thing to do would be to export that information and make those changes on the Excel sheet and then just upload that back into the system. That way you won't have to go into every single product that you sell and manually change it one by one. So here's what that report will look like once you export it. This is an example from my mock demo that I have. So I have quite a few additional columns here. It goes all the way down to Y. If you just did a basic export, it would only export the main information like your products, the price, and the cost. But like I mentioned before, in the additional fields, if you wanted to select things such as inventory, it will be exported. So you can see on column Q, there's a whole column that says inventory that I've added onto this Excel sheet. So it's basically a template. So I'm sorry. So one of the tips that we definitely recommend is that it's way easier to manipulate an Excel sheet specifically when you have already created a few of those products manually. So if this is your first time using the Excel sheet, go ahead and create a couple things into your menu and export that so you can see exactly what the layout looks like. So one thing, just to mention a few other tips when using Excel, is if you enter in a few products into the system, again, like I mentioned, it's going to be a lot easier for you to export it and see how the columns and the rows are formatted. Because one thing that's important is that if you were to write, let's say, drinks, drinks, and drinks in this example, all spelled the same way, but one may have a capital D, one may have a capital D, and you accidentally put a capital R, that's going to make it its own actual product, which will cause errors when importing it into the system. So you have to be very careful about how you format it. So you can see the example in the screenshot, we have the dinner, where dinner is all spelled the same way, but it's formatted differently, and that's what caused errors. One thing that we also like to recommend is using the copy feature in Excel to be able to eliminate this. So let's go ahead and move on and let's talk about modifiers and how we can offer more options to your menu. So one of the things that we can use is modifiers. Modifiers we use to customize for our customers. They're easily, going to be able to customize your menu to their liking with modifiers. So they can be used to customize things such as size, temperature. If you're having sandwiches, it could be a bread choice. If you have sauces, dressings, toppings, different types of cheeses, and so on. So when I specifically talk about temperature, if you're cooking meat, that's a great way to ask, how would you like that cooked? Modifiers are also great because they can help you keep incredibly neat menus. And if you don't want to have too much confusion, both for your employees and your customers, using modifiers is a great tool. You can also force the use of modifiers so that your employee has to select an option before submitting something to the kitchen. That would eliminate a lot of errors for you. So one example is, when creating a hamburger, you can force the option of temperature. That way the waitress or waiter, if they're in a hurry, it won't allow them to send the burger to the kitchen because obviously the chef wouldn't know how it's cooked. It would stop them here or they would have to select a temperature before moving on. Okay, great. So how do we actually create these modifiers? So I know they're great, but how to actually put them together? So we're still currently under the products tab, and we're going to select modifiers tab on the left-hand side. Our first initial click is going to be in the red box, add modifier class. So in my example, you can see I have a few that I've already created, such as burger temperature, extra, toppings, and so on. So you'll notice that I have an example here for my burger, burger temperature, and I have the different meat temperatures listed out below: rare, medium, and well. If I was going to create another option for my burgers, such as burger toppings, I would go ahead and click on that spot, add modifier class, and type in the burger toppings. So once I create my modifier class and I move on to actually inputting the different modifiers that belong to that class, you then want to save this and the modifiers will then be added. So now to make sure that we attach the modifiers we just made to our products, you will click on the M highlighted in the red for us on this menu. So go back to the products tab and click on products. And now that we have our products listed out, on the right-hand side, you'll see the M on the right highlighted in blue. Once I click on an M for one of these products, I'll then be able to set the rules for these modifiers. So I'm going to fill out all of these fields and I'm going to repeat for all of the necessary modifiers. I'll make sure to show you guys an easy and quick way to actually copy the modifiers when we go on to the next screen. But let me just go through these rules and explain, what they actually mean. So for the first section, you can see is free and free type at the top. So these two belong together. So an example of the meat temperature, I'm not going to charge for that. So I would just leave it blank as shown and have 0 free and nothing for the free type. But let's say I want to give away my modifiers for free. And let's, for example's sake, I'm a sandwich business and I'm offering a deal that I'm offering currently, folks can get $1.50 of free toppings. Then what I would want to do is in the top in the free area, I would type in 150. And in the free type, I would type in price. So this means that, if a customer selected all the topping options for their sandwich, which are these three shown below, the avocado, bacon, and mushrooms, they would be able to get, they would not be paying $4 for the toppings altogether. They would get $1.50 of free toppings. Similarly, let's say I was maybe an ice cream or yogurt business, and I'm offering, one free topping of any topping. Maybe all my toppings are the same price. So what I would do in the free areas, I would put in 1, and for the free type, I would put in quantity. So if a customer had gotten, sprinkles as well as chocolate chips, they would actually only have to pay for 1 of those toppings. All right, so here's where we're able to copy those modifiers. So this is going to be really great because you're able to set up one modifier for one specific product, and then you can easily click on the double M icon and apply the modifiers to all the other products. So in this example, I would want to copy the burger toppings that I made for the tofu burger and then apply it to all my other burgers. I know that the tofu burger actually has a modifier already created because it's highlighted, it's in the dark blue. And the MM is also in the dark blue. So I would be able to click on that and apply it to the veggie burger, the bacon burger, and the burger combo. So I can select the settings and modifiers that I want to apply to my other products once I click on the copy modifiers. You can see here that I have the bacon burger and hamburger that I want to apply the burger temperature to. So once that is selected, I click on the copy in the bottom right-hand corner. So again, this is a really quick way to get modifiers onto your products without having to add them one by one, just by utilizing this copy modifier button known as the double M button. So here's an example of what our modifiers finally look like on our point of sale screen. So when I click on a particular product, I get the option to select my modifiers as shown on the screenshot on the left. It's allowing me to select the desired temperature, and then I click on rare, and then I will select add to order in the top right hand corner as shown in the screenshot on the right. So now you're going to be able to so now you're going to actually be able to see those modifiers on a ticket, as you can see here in this example. You can see below the tofu burger, you can see that the avocado, bacon, and mushroom has been added, and this is what the kitchen will be able to see, as well as you can set it up so that your customers can also see this. If perhaps so in this example, we're charging $1 for the mushrooms. If we want the customer to see that they're getting charged extra for that, we can have this also just be displayed on the receipt. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to another important section. So ingredients and recipes. So ingredients and recipes allow you to dictate what items are associated with the products in your menu through our ingredient level inventory tracking. So if you build out your ingredients and then you attach a recipe to these products, what's going to happen is anytime that someone orders a burger, instead of having a burger come out of your inventory, Revel is going to calculate on the recipe that you made exactly the items that are going to be coming out of that burger. So in this example, you would have one slice of onion, one slice of cheese, one bun, and so forth be deducted from your inventory. The system's going to do that automatically for you. Another fun fact is that you can attach recipes to your modifiers. So again, you can get very granular with your ingredient level inventory. So how do we add these ingredients? The first step in the products tab is to click on the ingredients section on the left-hand side. So you want to click on add ingredient that is highlighted in a red box to begin. I do want to mention that at the top, we do have a way to add the unit type. So if you have a specific unit of measure that you use for a specific ingredient, it's going to be very easy to do that. Just simply click on the icon that's highlighted in red in the top right-hand corner and type in the name of that unit and then click OK. So for example, maybe you want to have a unit type called slice or pinch or cup, gallon, so forth and so on, depending on your recipe. You can add all of those unit types in. We have two different sections in the ingredient settings. So it starts off with the things that are really simple, things that are going to be utilized more frequently. You have the name, the ingredient, a class if that applies, barcode and SKU, and the unit of measure that I was talking about, that if you have something really specific, you can add it or use whatever is available. And again, if the item is also active, you can go here to deactivate an item if you no longer use it. At the bottom, we have our inventory options. So under inventory options, the first one, which is called track and inventory, is a great tool if you're using inventory. So having that box checked means that you want that ingredient to be in your inventory. Oftentimes we get the question, why would I not want that checked? And oftentimes, let's think about, hamburgers or maybe a cup of coffee. If you don't want that to be the only, last item that's being pulled from your inventory, you really want it to be pulling the ingredients. That's an example of why someone would have that not checked. So similarly to the M that we represented the modifiers, next we're going to click on the R's that represent our recipes. So with recipes, you first will simply click on the R and you will literally add the ingredients that we just created. So you can see on the screenshot below, it'll take me to that screen where I can click and add all the ingredients that we just made. So for step 3, we want to add all the ingredients that will be part of that recipe, and they will populate as you start punching in and typing them in the boxes there. This is going to designate how much of the default unit of measure will go into that product. So for example, one slice of cheddar cheese, we would want to make sure that we put one slice, and then you're going to click on save when finished. After saving, you're going to see a dynamic cost will appear. This is based on how much you pay for the ingredients and will contribute to the cost that you incur when you make that item. This is a very useful tool for you to use. So in this example, you can see the dynamic cost of the cheeseburger is $2.90, and I actually sell it for $8.50. So I have pretty good margins there. Note, if you have completed all of these steps that we just went over and the dynamic cost is not appearing for you, that means that you need to turn on a setting under the settings tab in your management console, and you can start typing it in. It's called use ingredient cost to calculate product cost. That is the setting you're looking for. So check that box and click save, and it will then calculate the ingredient cost to give you this dynamic cost. So now we're going to jump into prep inventory. So this is actually something new with our new software release for 2.25. You can now improve the ingredient tracking accuracy for prepared recipe inventory prior to the time of sale. Manually adjust for recipe output irregularities. So the only time inventory was reduced was when a product was sold in the past. Now we have this new feature. This solution is going to help with inaccuracies and includes the prep inventory features. So a good example of this could be, let's say if you were a bakery and you sold cakes, and if you were using eggs as part of your recipe, maybe you used 6 eggs to make 6 different cakes, and they're all displayed in your establishment in the window, but they haven't been sold. So in the past, Revel hasn't been able to track that those eggs were actually used until the sale occurred. Whereas this feature here is going to allow you to track that you no longer have 6 eggs in your inventory, but the product has not been sold yet. So we're now going to move on to combos. So this is the last section that we'll really cover, and Revel has 2 different types of combos that we can utilize. The first one is a dynamic, or what's called group combo, and these combos are really strategically priced, so the price never changes. Not strategically priced, I'm sorry, they're statically priced, so it's just going to be one flat price. And then we also have upcharge combos that we offer, and you'll typically see that in a quick service environment, and that often means, when you hear, would you like a meal with that? With an upcharge, it's a little bit different because you have the option to change the price of the combo based on the items that are selected. And we'll go into that in a little bit more detail later on. But some of the benefits offering combos is, having a higher average tickets, higher customer satisfaction, and additional incentives for your customers to purchase more. Oftentimes, when you do a combo, you're offering a discounted price. Combos can be really helpful to push products that maybe aren't selling as well. Maybe folks aren't liking a particular soup, but you could add that into a combo to increase your sales and add it with something that does sell really well, like do a soup and sandwich combo. Your sandwiches, are your top seller, and that would increase the sales for both of those. So let's go into group combos. So group combos are those that I mentioned that have a static price, just a set price. We recommend these when incentivizing customers to purchase more items because we have a higher average tickets, and it's incredibly easy to set this up. And I'm going to show you guys how to actually do that here. So the first step in getting set up for a group combo is to create a product that will serve as the combo button. So in my products section, you can see under the burgers, I have created a product called Burger Combo. I'll go ahead and price it and then click Save. One thing to keep in mind in terms of pricing is, let's say, for example, I sell sandwiches or I sell burgers for $5 and I sell my drinks for $3, then I would want to price the combo at, let's say, $6. And I'll talk about that a little bit more when we go into this in detail. So once I click Save, then go back to the product details, which is the little pencil icon. And then we're going to go to the pencil icon for the combo we just created. Once we go back to the product details, we're going to click on pricing options, and the box that I have to check is the is combo that you can see highlighted in red. This is then telling Revel that this is a combo item. It's not just a regular product. After saving, you're going to see the same page refresh with a new link named Add New Combo Product Set. So sets will be used for the elements of the combo. So you can have as many, if you, in this scenario, only have 2 sets, but you can have 3 if you wanted to add additional item. So set 1 would be my burgers. You can see set 2 down below is my sides. So enter in the name of the products that are eligible for that combo. For set 1, for the burgers, you can see that below that, under the combo products, I've actually typed in the different burgers that I want to be available to be part of this combo that people can select from. So I have the cheeseburger, the hamburger, and the tofu burger. Once you finish the first set, repeat the steps for the second product set that you want to pair with this combo, and any additional sets. So in this example, I have the sides. The last step is selecting for only one of the product sets is the is combo saving button down at the bottom. So I'm actually only going to do this for one item. And so if I've chosen to select the sides, and what this is going to do is it's going to recalculate the price of my sides so that it equals the price that I set for that combo, which was the $6 that we talked about earlier. I don't need to do is combo saving for the burgers. I just need to do it for one item that I want the system to recalculate the cost to equal that combo price. When we look on the point of sale, you can select the combo items that you would like to, like how you typically would on a normal menu item. So in this example, you can see that I selected the hamburger and the house salad for my combo. And again, this is a static flat rate for the price. So regardless of which one I selected, it would all come out to the same price. So let's go ahead and move on to upcharge combos. Upcharge combos allows you to give your customers options to purchase meal add-ons as part of a combo. This is really great for our fast food clients. The first thing we want to do is keep in mind a couple of things. So the first thing is you need to have sizes for your products. So instead of just having, soda in the different sodas, what you need to do is have small soda, medium soda, large soda. Small salad, medium salad, large salad, or do the same for your sides. Once you create that combo, you can apply it to all the menu items that will be eligible for that combo. So once you've created the different sizes in your menu, we're going to go on to the next step. So after you've created those products, you're going to click on in the top right hand, you're going to click on Upsell Combos, which is found here, and that's going to then take you to Upcharge Combo. So once I do that, I have to start building out the shell for this combo. So you're going to give it a name. It could be combo number 1 or meal option number 1, whatever works for you. I have group 1 default is my small fries, and my group 2 default is the small soda. Then below, I have the option to select all the products for my fries and sodas. So in this example, I have the small, the medium, and large fries, and the small and medium and large sodas. The next step is making sure that the non-default sizes, which small is usually the default, have an upcharge price attached to them. So to get here, what you're going to do is after we've done this is you're going to click on the pencil icon, which is next to the product of the combo that you've just made. Next to it's going to be the pencil icon next to the sizes of your drinks or sodas that you made. And this will take you to the basic product details, what we're looking at in this screenshot. The combo upcharge price that you're going to be putting here isn't the price for the total combo. It's simply the cost of the default items, the additions. So whenever a customer says, yes, I would like to have a small meal with this, it will add on $1.50 to whatever the cost of the original item is. The main item, and we will see this later on. So example could be, let's say you get a medium drink, it's going to be 50 cents more than a small in the combo. You will repeat this step until all relevant products have an upcharge. So essentially, in this example that we've made, I would go into the medium soda and large soda, and the medium sides and large sides, and I'm going to put that combo upcharge price. So the final step that we have when building an upcharge is to actually attach the combos to a product. So my example here is my burger. Once I attach the combo number 1, we'll have the option to select the additional items. So to clarify, you only attach combos to the main items. So let's take a look at what it looks like on the point of sale itself. The finished product will look like this. The combo will appear once the main item is selected. You can still have modifiers on your items that are in the combo. If the customer doesn't want the combo meal, you can actually select no meal on the left-hand side and buy an item a la carte. The price will fluctuate depending on the options you choose. So if they have the option to select the medium fries or large fries with the same large drink, it is going to fluctuate in price. Once you have finished and selected everything needed for the combo, go ahead and click Add to Order. So again, that's it for us for today. I'd like to remind you about our resources, and if you'd like to view this webinar at a later date, click on the training videos on our support page, and you'll find all of our recorded webinars, including this one early next week. And thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to open up some questions for now. Matt, do we have any questions?
Yes. If you give me 1 second, I'm fielding a couple here. All right. So to start it off, Scott asked a great question earlier when you were looking at some of the import export features. So the question was, is the text case sensitive when you're importing or exporting via Excel? The answer to that question is yes. There are some directions located on the actual import file if you want to read through it. But to give you an idea, if you have a category named lunch and you capitalize the entire word and you have another line that capitalizes only L, the system will recognize it as two different categories and create two different categories. So it's important that when you're using the Excel import document, you're consistent with your casing and your spelling. Otherwise, the system will create unique categories, products, and subcategories. Another question we had was, is it possible for servers to make the mistake of choosing more than one modifier when choosing a product? For example, could a server potentially choose a rare and a well done burger? And the answer to that question is no, as long as you set up the parameters when you're setting up the modifier. For any modifier, regardless if it's free or paid, you can select a maximum modifier per group and a minimum modifier per group. So in the case of a burger temp, if you're only allowing one selection, you're going to be choosing max of one and a minimum of one. This will force your servers to actually choose something. They'll only be able to choose one option. Another one that came up was, is it possible to show different menu offerings based on device? For example, could a digital menu board have a different menu than what appears in my online store? And the answer to that question is yes. So for both of those hardware pieces, or actually for the digital menu board, and actually yes, for the digital menu board, the iPad POS, or online ordering, they can each show a different set of menu items based on a custom menu. So the custom menu is set up in the products tab of your management console. So you can have your iPad POS and your digital menu board show a breakfast menu. And then at 12 p.m., it can switch over automatically to a lunch menu. And whatever you offer in store can be totally different from what you want to sell online. So if you do have online ordering and you sell alcohol in your establishment, for example, you can deselect alcohol from being offered online. And that way you only offer what you can sell or what you can deliver online. And then the last question I had that I wanted to address was, some iPad and management console screenshots look different from mine. Do I need an update? So Liz did mention this briefly in one of the screenshots here, but you were looking at screenshots of the 2.25 app and the 2.25 management console. If you didn't catch it, our last webinar was the 2.25 release webinar. That is recorded and on the support page if you want to take a look at that. But the management console will be rolled out in May, I believe. So the end of May, you should start getting notices about your management console being updated. And then once all of our clients are updated on the management console, you'll also get the prompt to update your app. So the iPad POS app will also be available in the 2.25 version. So once again, we're setting you up and we are preparing you for this. You're going to get notifications and updates. So it doesn't just update in front of your face and you don't know what's going on. I do invite you to and recommend that you watch the 2.25 release webinar. It goes into a bit more detail on what we've updated, what we've improved, and you get even more screenshots of what it'll look like. Cool. But those are the questions we had.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and hope you guys all have a great week.